Black Ops 6 is amazing, and we've got tips on how to get some money and get ahead in that game quickly. And there's some awesome games coming out on Game Pass and on PlayStation Plus. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Just Because Gaming. My name is Michael.
And I'm Ray.
And thanks for joining us. Before we jump into it, just wanted to remind everyone to hit that subscribe button, follow us on YouTube, on all the socials. We're doing giveaways, which we have a winner for our most recent giveaway, which is the Pirate Gold Poker card deck. And for that winner, it's Fred H. So we'll be reaching out to you before the end of the week to try to get an address that we can send this Pirate Gold Poker card deck to you. All right, but with that being said, let's just jump into it.
Black Ops 6, the biggest thing in the news right now. It's released on PlayStation, it's on PC, it's on Xbox. Only place I don't think it is Nintendo Switch yet, which, they hope to do that with probably the next generation, I'm sure.
It's only a matter of time.
Right? It's coming to it. Xbox has released a console wrap, so you can decorate, if you like the theme of of Black Ops 6, you can decorate your Xbox with that. It's just a wrap that wraps around and Velcros in the back, so you don't actually have to stick that sticker on there, that they some things do that you can order it, but I haven't seen a Black Ops sticker yet, so. But they also have controllers. You can get a regular controller with the Black Ops, or you can get the Elite controller with the Black Ops decorations all over it. And they look pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with them. If I needed another controller, I've got too many as it is, so I'm not getting another controller. I would probably order one of those. But
yeah, honestly, I remember those days with the Xbox and PlayStation vinyl wraps that you'd put around it. I did that to so many PlayStation 2s and PlayStation 3s.
And 360 had a bunch of them too, if I remember right.
Yeah, they did.
And then they had pop-off faceplates. Remember that?
Yeah, but
they had one other faceplate.
I remember going online to some of these websites, and they would mail you out a full printed sticker for the side of the console, and you would just apply it and lay it down with not a knife, but they would give you
a squeegee
type thing. Yeah. And it was cool at the time, but then when you wanted to take it off, sometimes that wasn't an option.
No, you just had to order another sticker and go over it. There's no taking that off cleanly.
which was always awkward if you went to try to sell or trade in that console to GameStop. Be like, give me money, please.
They didn't care. Sticker, no sticker, whatever. You get the same $10 for it.
Yeah, for real. We would give you $10, but since there's a sticker on it, we'll give you $9.
Right.
But we will give you $11 if you are a GameStop Pro Rewards whatever member. We'll give you a whole extra $1.
Yeah. Now, I have to admit, I really do like the wraps that they're making for it, because that is something you can take on and off easily, change it out if you want to. It's a nice way to do it. I think they're a little overpriced. The Black Ops one is $55. I want to say that the Starfield one they came out with was similar in price, 50 to 55, somewhere in there. And they don't have that many of them. I mean, you've got 2 camo versions, I think it is. The blue camo, the white camo, who the hell buys those? Nobody buys that I would think. And then they've got these 2 they've come out with. If you're going to do this, put them out a little cheaper, and more of them. People would buy them. I'm not paying $55 for the thing.
Yeah, who buys these Xbox camo stuff? Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Strange.
But yeah, no, I do like the way they're doing it with these covers for the Xbox. It's every time I see them, I'm like, oh, it's basically an Xbox sweater. Okay.
Yeah.
Always want to have a nice,
right?
Yeah, always want to have a nice warm console.
Oh damn! But as far as the game goes, gameplay wise, I've only played a little ways into maybe halfway through the campaign, and I of course had to delve into a little bit of zombies. I haven't gotten into multiplayer yet. Maybe a little ways down the road here when Mike can join me as my bullet sponge to absorb all the target practice that the enemy's going to shoot at us.
Listen, it's not that serious,
but it is funny. But yeah, the gameplay so far, the campaign, I'm enjoying the story. I like the Easter eggs of your little safe house that you get right at the beginning of the game. You find a black light, and you can find clues to open secret doors and turn on generators to open doors and all this other stuff. At least, leads to something useful in the game for later on. So it's kind of cool. I won't spoil any of that for people. Let them kind of figure it out on their own. The puzzles take a little bit of effort, but they're not hard to figure out. You can do it, and they give you enough clues to make it possible.
But for people who do want to see that, we will be including a link in the description for a video that walks you through all those same puzzles in the safe house. Because yes, as Ray's mentioning, if you do all the little puzzles, like play the piano with the right note and unlock the door, and all of it essentially ends up leading to unlocking the safe that's in the top floor, which gives you about $1,500, which will help you open up all 3 areas: the training area, the gun area, and I forget what the third.
The equipment.
Yeah, equipment. And it'll give you $1,500, enough, a little bit to open up every area, and I think maybe buy like 1 skill. And that really helps you, kind of kickstart. It doesn't get you overpowered to where you have like every skill, but it gets you up and running a lot quicker. So we'll include that link in the description below so that you all can see that and find that if you want to.
Right. Or you can do it on your own. That's what I ended up doing. And it wasn't that bad. I'm not like some genius out here that can figure out escape rooms and stuff, but this was not overly challenging. It was still just uniquely interesting and fun.
I mean, I can usually figure that stuff out, but I didn't have the patience for it this time. I was like, just tell me how I can get in there, and it was still fun, trying to figure it out, because even with the video that we're including in the description below, the puzzles differ from person to person. So some stuff will be the same, like the notes that you play on the piano will be the same, but other things will be different. For example, there's a part where you go into this secret room and it has audio cues. So it'll be like, the man went and played the guitar at the beach. And so you'll have to look for like this mannequin, a guitar, a picture of a beach, and stuff like that to know.
To get the code you need.
Yeah, to get the code to the next thing. Actually, I think that's the end. That's the end code, right?
I don't remember now. It might have been.
But yeah, so even though the video that we're including the link to has how they did it, they also provide you steps on how to understand the clues and everything. So it is helpful. Aside from that, it's been a really fun game. It's been a while since I personally have played Black Ops, but the thing that I think a lot of people sleep on is how good the campaign for Black Ops is. I feel like for Modern Warfare it's okay, but for Black Ops it's got that like very stealthy feel to it. In fact, there was one mission that I did do stealthy. It was the one where you got to rescue that other guy. I forget his
Adler?
name. What?
The CIA guy, Adler?
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
That's right. At the beginning of the game, you meet him, so that's not really much of a spoiler.
Yeah. But yeah, it's that one, and they say, oh well, you can either go loud or you can go stealthy. I took my time and I went stealthy. There were a couple people I like stealthily shot with the silenced pistol. There were a couple people that I just ran up behind and was like, so.
I did the same.
Yeah, I totally wanted to go stealthy. I didn't want to go Ramboing through there.
No, and there's quite a few enemies that if you go Ramboing through it, you're gonna in for a fight.
Yeah, no, there were some levels that I did Rambo through, and I feel like that's more when I think of Call of Duty, that's what I picture. People just running through guns ablaze and like just shooting everything in sight. But
those people like zombies best because that's all you're doing in there is blasting.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Call of Duty Zombies is a huge hit. I haven't played it for this part yet, so I'll mess around with that. But like you said earlier, Ray, I haven't played a lot of the online multiplayer because I really don't feel like getting shot by 10-year-olds and having them tell me all the things they want to do to my mother. So it's always funny when you're getting yelled at by a kid and like you're playing and they're like, how old are you? And you tell them like you're in your 30s or 40s or whatever, and they're like, you're old, grandpa. And then they're shooting you and teabagging you. It's like, okay, this is how the world works now. Okay, yep. These are the leaders of our future generation.
Yeah,
thanks. Awesome.
But yeah, the zombies, I've only played a little bit of it. There's a lot of Easter eggs in there. There's only 2 maps right now. One that takes place in it looks like it's a small town basically, and then another one where you're in like, I don't know, it's like an industrial complex or something. The first one is more like the previous zombies that you've played, and it all comes in waves, which is nice. So you kind of got a little break between the waves, not much, but a little. It's still got like the pack-a-punch machines where you upgrade your weapons and things. Mm-hmm. It's got the juggernaut drinks and all those things that you're used to in the zombies. It's got the second one, instead of opening doors like you do in the first one and like in the original zombies, to open the doors, you're powering up these machines, and you've got to kind of defend the machine until it powers up, and then it opens the door. That's a little harder to do, but it's a nice mechanic for the game. I'm enjoying it. Was playing it through on solo, just myself to just try it out. Mike, I'm gonna need your help. I might need to get some more people too, because it's like zombies normally is. You need a team to go through this. They do have matchmaking, so you can bring friends or find other people. The only problem with matchmaking is, again, you've got the 10-year-olds in there who have been playing this since they got day one, and all they have is school to get in the way of them playing, whereas the rest of us adults have work. So it's not quite as fair. They're yelling because you don't know what to do.
I do miss that. I miss just getting out of school and playing, video games till bedtime.
Right, and then doing homework on the bus.
Yeah. Now it's like, now it's like I've got responsibilities and I've got work and I've got to cook dinner and stuff, and it's like, oh god, I just want to be a kid again. I just want to come home, sit and play video games, have someone like feed me while I'm just playing video games.
Right. But that's not the reality for us now.
Yeah. I don't think I ever signed up for all these responsibilities. Uh, but yeah, so far the Black Ops 6 game is awesome. It's really fun. Like I kind of alluded to earlier, I did step away from Black Ops for a while just because it was getting really repetitive for me, and it was all starting to blur together, and I'm like, I need to take a step back. So I took a little bit away from Black Ops and from the Call of Duty franchise, and yeah, now I'm back at least into Black Ops. Now for the next Modern Warfare or something, we'll see. But I'm just really having fun with Black Ops 6. It is such a good time, and I love the fact that you can be stealthy in it. And for the campaign, for anybody that's watching us, I can't stress enough the importance of the campaign. It's just an amazing story. It's an amazing ride. Now, is it that adrenaline-fueled crackhead junkie feeling you get from playing multiplayer? No, of course not. But honestly, there's times where you don't really need that. You don't need that constant adrenaline rush in your eyeballs. It's nice to be able to take a breather, hang out at the not warehouse, but
The safe house.
the safe house. Thank you. To hide out at the safe house, to upgrade stuff, to you never really, at least I haven't gotten to the point where you become overpowered, but it does help because you can unlock an extra weapon slot or upgrade your reload speed, stuff like that. So it's helpful, but you never get to the point where you're just like a walking killing machine, god on legs. Um, but it's really fun. The story is so well written. I haven't even gotten. I mean, Ray, if you're saying that you're halfway through it, then I don't think I've gotten halfway through it. But still,
Yeah.
I'm taking my time with every chapter or episode or whatever you want to call it, level. The way that it plays out is you go to this board where like you're connecting parts to try to figure out how this other organization is being run, and each like cluster is a different level and or chapter, whatever you want to call it, and that's basically how you interact with the game. It's a much cleaner approach rather than just being at the main screen and saying like, okay, load this level, load this level, load this level. It actually has a flow to it, and it has a very realistic flow. So I do like that. It doesn't really like pull you out of the game to like continue and then bring you back in. You feel
Right.
like you're emerged, or not emerged. You feel like you're immersed in the game the entire time. So
Yeah,
I love that.
it's well done.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk up to that board and it gives you the briefing for your next mission, or you can go back and look at the other stuff. And I imagine you can replay missions you've already played, so
Mhm.
that would be kind of cool. I haven't checked that out to see yet, but
Yeah,
I'm not trying
I
to get
did
through the
replay
missions the first
mission,
time.
yeah. No, I did replay a mission because there was, even though I passed it the first time, I was really sloppy with it. So I was like, well, let me try that again and just be a lot cleaner and stealthier. That's how I've been playing it this time. Is I've just been going stealthy pretty much the entire time.
Yeah, and also when you start zombies, when you go into the town the first time, there's a training mode it kicks off, which you get an achievement for completing the training, which is kind of cool. So if you're an achievement hunter, there's that out there for you. But it teaches you the movement, which I didn't even realize the movement was there, because there's a lot of new. But you can do a slide, but you have like, while you're sliding, you can move like 360 degrees around you and shoot at things. It's very useful for taking out people that are like in cover, and you slide past them, shooting them. I've used it a few times in the campaign now. I'm going, oh, I love this. And you can slide any direction. Like, say I'm running back, you can sprint backwards now, where you really couldn't do that before. And then you can hold down B, and it will slide on your back while you're still shooting. It's amazing. The movement, it takes a little getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, that is really useful stuff.
I can't even picture in my head what it looks like from the third person for you to sprint backwards, to be like run, run, run like moonwalking.
I don't know, because you don't see it in third person. You're in first person. So
I know.
I haven't played multiplayer where I see somebody else doing it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds interesting. And you can dive forward and do a diving slide, like you're sliding into home plate kind of thing. And then just roll around and shoot as you need to. It just adds some mobility to the game that was lacking before, I guess. Didn't really know I wanted that until I got it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. I can use this.
We really need to try this out, and like we'll play. You and I need to play multiplayer, and I need to see what these slides and and sprinting backwards looks like from third person, and I'll record it and I'll show you, because that's so awkward to me. Like, just to picture it, like I'm just imagining some guy flip flopping around on the floor, like shooting people. Just be like, dude, what? What are you doing?
When we get done with the video, Mike, go try out the training mode just so you can get a feel for it and see what I'm talking about. Because then we'll, like you said, we'll record it. We'll see if we can.
Sure.
I don't know if you can get into a 1v1 like multiplayer where we could just not have anybody else shooting at us, so we could just record each other doing this craziness. Oh, I slipped off a cliff, or
Yeah, we'll definitely
play
mess
around
around
with that.
and try to see it. Yeah. So one of the coolest things about Black Ops 6 is if you have Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, you get it for free. So me and Ray, as soon as it came out, we were downloading it. The funny thing with me is I feel so stupid about this, but I downloaded it to the wrong storage device. So I have an external hard drive, and you can't play it from the external hard drive. So I downloaded it to the external, and then I had to shuffle some stuff around so that I could move other stuff to the external, and that game from the external to the internal, and it was a nightmare. But I eventually got it, and it's fine. But yeah, so it is on Game Pass Ultimate. You can play it for free. Um, Now, I will stress, since it's on Game Pass Ultimate and it is for free, if you're not playing it already, play the crap out of it, because Game Pass has been doing a lot of swapping in and out of games. They're losing 7 games for this month of November 2024. The games that Game Pass is taking out, there's this series called Like a Dragon that it's taking out 2 of those games. It's taking out Persona 5, which, if you're a fan of JRPGs, is a big deal. The Persona series is a huge series, and some other stuff. They're losing they're losing Goat Simulator for PC, so you know
No.
no Goat Simulator.
The
But
one thing I can say for Game Pass though is most of the games you're talking about them losing are not first party games, which Call of Duty is not going to be considered first party, so they tend to keep first party games on there. So I don't think it's going to be leaving anytime soon if it leaves at all, because you
yeah,
you won't see any of the Halos leave, you won't see any of the Gears of War leave. Those things are staples that are staying.
I feel like if they removed those, people would freaking riot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
And from what I understand, the Black Ops has increased, the largest increase they've had in Game Pass subscriptions when it released. So it is evidently making a boost to the subscriptions. I think they want to say about 5 million people were playing Black Ops on Game Pass. Now those aren't all new subscriptions, of course; those are including the older subscriptions. But still, that's a good number, and they're still selling really, really well across PlayStation and everybody else. So yeah, as usual, Call of Duty is a massive moneymaker for them.
yeah, but aside from the games that we're losing from Game Pass, they're also adding some other games. So I know that we may have broken some hearts with Goat Simulator getting removed from Game Pass, but Goat Simulator Remastered is coming to Game Pass. So as of November 7th, Goat Simulator Remastered will be on Game Pass. They're also adding some StarCraft. They're adding Metal Slug Tactics, and on November 19th, they're adding 2024 Flight Simulator, which is a really cool game. One day I hope to have like a full setup. I want to have the monitors coming around and like the flight controls and stuff where you can like lean in and lean forward and stuff like that. You can easily drop $1,000 having a flight setup, and one day, because I'm not into the whole racing setup, but that flight setup, oof, that's gorgeous. And I'll probably get Flight Simulator 2024. One of the other games that Ray and I have talked about is Stalker 2, and that is coming to Game Pass on November 20th. So that's awesome. I can't wait for that. And
Yeah, I've got to finish the Call of Duty campaign so I can jump into that one when it comes out. Because, dude, I've been looking forward to Stalker 2. It looks really good. And again, I think we mentioned it in our last episode. They have a documentary about the team making it because they are out of Ukraine and they've been making this game during the whole war over there. And it's a very good documentary if you haven't seen it.
yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see Stalker 2 because, considering that they're making that game in Ukraine, I can't even possibly imagine the level of stress that you would have, making a game in a war zone. Well, I don't know how close they are to the actual war areas, like to the cities that are in open conflict, but that's got to be terrifying.
They
That's
were in some of those cities. They were I think they were in Kiev, so they were getting attacked directly, but they all evacuated their studio out and went to Prague, I think. So like one country over. And that's where they finished making the game. But a lot of them stayed to fight, in their country, for their country. So they couldn't continue making the game. They had to make the game without those people because, there's quite a few of them that stayed to fight. And
that's got to be terrifying. Our hearts go out to those people in Ukraine that are going through that. But I can't imagine having to be like, okay, all right, you guys, let's go, let's take off. We're
at least you
we
got
just
the camo controller, Mike.
yeah. You never know. They might have the camo controller. They might need it. But yeah, I can't imagine having to pick up everything and take off to somewhere else because the place that you're building a video game that you've been working on for years is getting attacked and there's shooting and there's missiles and stuff. That's terrifying. That's what's coming out for Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Plus, for the month of November. There's 3 games coming out. Both they all look good, but they're very different. So the first one is there's a Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 coming out, or Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged. That's like some
Wow.
Street Fighter level title right there. And if you've ever played the Hot Wheels The Hot Wheels games, they're super fun. It's basically every kid who plays with Hot Wheels, it's basically their dream come true. And it's so fun playing with some of these cars. It's just a blast. Aside from that, there's also Ghostwire Tokyo, which, Ray, I don't know if you've seen this, but if you haven't, go take a look at it. It's actually a really gorgeous looking game. I'm gonna download it because I want to play it because it looks, it's hard to describe it. Like
Yeah.
it has that Japanese look to it where you're fighting people with those like Japanese masks, and it's like it reminds me a lot of Dishonored,
Dishonored. Mm.
except not so gun heavy, but more like the
More
dude
melee
looks like,
combat, right?
what's that?
More melee combat.
Yeah. There's a lot of like little fireballs, and he doesn't do it like spread out. He does it like really close hands. So during a lot of the gameplay
Does he
trailers,
go
I was thinking
Hadouken?
pretty much Hadouken. But for a lot of that, I thought he was handcuffed because his hands were like so close together. But yeah, he does a lot of little fireballs and stuff, and there is hand to hand combat, and some of the main villain, or not main villains, some of the really common villains that spawn are these dudes in with umbrellas. So it looks like Slender Man with an umbrella. The first thing that came to my mind was like the Matrix. So, but yeah, it does have that Dishonored feel to it, and you're doing like spells and stuff. It seems like, so it gave me like a Matrixy kind of Doctor Strange vibe, but it looks really cool. So definitely recommend that if you have a PlayStation. Get Ghostwire Tokyo. If you just want to have some fun, get Hot Wheels 2. And then one game that I got really excited and really disappointed for is there is a game called Death Note Killer Within. Now, I'm a huge fan of Death Note, so I was like, oh, sweet, a Death Note game. But then when I looked at the cover art for it, or not the cover art, but the wallpaper art for it, it looked like two guys playing chess with these like, if Ray, if you can like picture in your head what those Russian dolls look like, it looks like that, except they're characters from Death Note. And the game looks so weird because you don't see the characters as like regular characters. You see them as like these little Russian doll looking things moving about. And that just, the game, if the game used regular character sprites, it would be so much more fun. But just going off, how everything looks, even though I'm a fan of Death Note, I think I'm going to end up passing on this because I ain't trying to play a game where I'm killing Russian doll looking characters. Like if it was actual regular characters, sure, that'd look more interesting and I'd want to do that, but I think I'm going to pass on this one. Even though it is Death Note and I love the story, and I love the anime, I think I'm going to pass. But definitely going to play Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah.
And probably the Hot Wheels one, I'm not going to lie.
Every kid loves cars. See? Look above me.
Yeah. And I swear when I was a kid, one of the Hot Wheels cars that I had was, I swear it must have been the prototype for the Tesla Cybertruck.
I think I remember that one, yes.
I guess Elon Musk had that car too, and he's like, I want to make this. All right, well, thank you for joining us. Like we said earlier, please subscribe, like, comment. We love the conversation. Check the description for the video links we referred to, as well as links to our website, our socials, and you at the website you can see everything that we're doing, including game reviews, releases, etc.
Yeah, thank you for watching this and joining us here. Please be understanding that we are just a two-man team who have jobs and families and all that, so we don't get our videos out necessarily every week to every 2 weeks like we'd like to do. Hopefully we'll get to that point eventually. Any support you can give us, from Patreon to just subscribing and liking and all that, will really help us grow this brand and grow our community. But we thank you for any support you give.
Plus, also, if any of you want to jump into these games like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 with us, our gamer tags and everything is on the website at justbecausegaming.com. So we'll always look forward to playing with you all if we're online and you're online. But other than that,
yeah, jump in and let us know who you are.
Yeah.
Let us know we're playing with a listener.
But other than that, thanks for joining us. Peace.
Later.